In this video, we're going to ask the question, why do we study great traders? Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so this might sound like a stupid question, but I think it's one well worth asking ourselves. Why do we study great traders? It may seem obvious, like, I'll study great traders because we want to study the best, but there's more to it than that. And actually, if you subscribe to this channel, if you're a subscriber, you'll know that a lot of the videos that I do on the channel are geared around studying the best guys, because two reasons. One, I learn from the best guys, and two, I can share with you so you can learn too. Now, let's just get this clear. Not every single trader or investor we put up there, we can look at and say, yeah, I want to take all the advice from. That's the same with anything. You look at it and you say, yeah, that's not really relevant for me, different time frame, that's not really relevant to me, different era. Oh, that is. And you start to, when you study the guys who have made serious money and had serious success in the market, you start to see and start to take nuggets and develop your own kind of principles and goals and respect for the market. Okay, before I get too ahead of myself, let's go straight onto it. So the first thing is the obvious one. Learning from the mistakes of others. You know, when you read books from the greats, I'm not going to pull out Reminiscence and Stock Operator again, but when you read books from the greats, when you kind of study quotes and you read interviews or you watch interviews or whatever it is from the greats, you can learn from their mistakes. And often the best guys out there, or girls out there, I'm saying guys, girls and girls, the best traders out there are the ones that are very open to sharing their mistakes. They're like, listen, you know what? I screwed up on that. I went in too heavy. I held that loss. I did this, I did that, whatever it may be. And they're happy to share because they know that that mistake has made them probably the trader they are, because they've not made that mistake again. They've focused their energy elsewhere and they've made more money. And that's the sort of thing that we can take and go, actually, if he can make that mistake, we've got to be careful with our mistakes. So very almost obvious one, but not really, because there's several layers to that. Learning from the mistakes. Well, number two I've got in here is taking mindset advice for specific issues. So often you come across, you might go through 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 traders that you're looking at, experience that you look up to, and you kind of take advice from in terms of books or interviews or whatever, as we mentioned. You may well have a specific mindset problem or issue you're dealing with yourself. All of a sudden, you come across a guy who's made several billion who says exactly the same thing. He's like, hey, you know, I struggled to put more risk on when I needed it. I struggled with over trading in the beginning. You go, whoa, hey, that's me. That's little me with not a £1 billion account. But hey, I recognize that. So this guy's human. How did he get over it? Then he goes on to say, and you can learn from that and say, well, actually, that's interesting. If someone can go from there to that level and he's experiencing these problems, it's not the end of the world for me. I can overcome it. And you can find literally practical advice as well for getting over the issue sometimes, or just inspiration that actually, you know, even a billionaire had that issue when he was starting out. All right, number three, finding common themes throughout all traders. This is one of the bigger ones for me out of all these, is that there are common themes that run through all of the great traders. You know, we won't go through them all here, but cutting losers is the obvious one. Literally everybody, whether they're a long-term investor, whether they were trading in the 1930s, whether they're a scalper trading now, whether they're an algorithmic trader, whatever, they all say exactly the same thing: to cut the losers early. And so what should we do? We should emulate that as a strategy for ourselves. All right, number four, see what stands the test of time. You know, when you look at the books from the 1900s, from even before that, all the way through different market periods, bull market, bear markets, this and that and the other. Yes, there's strategy, but strategy comes and goes and we kind of have to be nimble with that. What's more interesting is how traders approach the market, how they position themselves, how they set themselves up mentally, the trials, the tribulations of it, and these kind of personal skill sets that stand the test of time no matter when you're trading. That is interesting to me when I read that kind of stuff. All right. Number five is to be inspired. You know, we can look at these great traders and see the massive returns they've made, or see that they've struggled for a while before they suddenly broke through, or see whatever their journey is and be inspired for ourselves, whatever level we're at the moment, whether we're at a small account just getting started, whether we've got a larger account, been trading for a while, small account, been trading for a while, large account, any of those permutations of those that I talked about. But the point is, you can be inspired and say, hey, this trader here, he was focused on this, this and this, he got over it, and now he's managing a fund, you know, 10 billion fund. whatever the numbers may be. It doesn't really matter so much. It's the inspiration of, hey, these guys are doing it. They're sharing their mistakes. They're learning their experience with us. Let me absorb as much of that as I can as relevant to me, and before I move on. All right. Number 6, stay focused on what really matters. This is an interesting one as well, guys. You know, very often we get caught in looking for things like the next setup, the next strategy, the next winning stock, the next winning play. Where's the market going to go? What's it going to do? What's going to do? Because that's what media is bombarding us with, and that's what a lot of amateurs are bombarding at us. But in reality, what really matters is, you know, having a process to develop strategies for yourself, having a process to execute trades, having a trading plan, risk management, you know, discipline, psychology. These are the things that are the common themes through all these big, great traders, is they always reference that, the risk management. They always reference the psychology, reference this. Yes, they might talk about individual trades kind of, you know, for entertainment purposes. Oh, I made a lot on this, or I lost a lot on that. But the common theme of success isn't in the strategy so much, it's in how you're approaching the game as a whole. All right, guys, there's a few for you there. Any more, stick them in the comment section below. Otherwise, take care, see you in the next one. Keep your risk managed. Goodbye.